Didn't have much.
The Sharpie 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway on TNT. Brought to you by Sharpie. How do you use your Sharpie? By Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. And by Old Navy Rugbies. Now available for your whole bunch.
The action's building toward the finish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, Wally and I talked about, the fuse is lit and it just gets closer and closer to the dynamite.
All right, is this a knuckle curve or a fastball?
And that's a fastball.
And a strike. Now, that was the pitch. Here's the catch.
He went for, Junior, I thought was going to try to catch it. He decided not to.
Look up in the mirror and...
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, oh, man.
Oh, here we go. We got the folks down in the truck keeping track of things tonight.
All right. Heel pass thrown to
ambulance abuse. Elliott Sadler. All right, let's hear from Ward. Matt?
And Ward Burton was forced to go to the infield care center. Ward, what happened?
Junior just didn't take his time. I mean, we've been giving and taking out there all day. I got some really good words for him, but I can't say it on TV, but I got to just control myself right at the moment.
You sent a nice message, though, with the throw.
I wish I had something I could shot through the window.
And Ward's pretty good with those things, too. So
that Junior should be glad he didn't have anything to shoot through the window.
Intercepted this Junior side of the story over the team radio.
I tried to get out of it. He kind of, was abrupt on. I don't know. Didn't give me much time. I mean, if he's gonna cut me off now, give me a little bit of time to get out of the gas, or he's gonna get the fun out.
Well, I think that what he's saying was Ward backed off a little more faster than he thought he was going to, so he got into him. I think we had some interference with another radio out there or something, but...
Two sides to every story, and you got them both there. And they're obviously very opposite sides to that one. Well, we're going to try this again here in a couple of more laps of caution. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Troubles for Tony Stewart as we come back to Bristol.
And this happened on the caution flag. Matt, what's going on down there?
Well, Benny, he came on the radio and said that the 44 pulled up in front of him, and he hit the 44. When he pulled up in front, you can see fluid, you can smell the fluid leaking from the race car. The officials are waving them off. They're going to have to raise the hood. You can see the fluid hitting the ground. Tough break for Tony Stewart. Last 3 night races here, a 5th, a 2nd, and a 1st. They were poised for another win tonight.
Evidently, when he ran the back of him, he's cut an oil line or something. Gee whiz.
That's unbelievable. You could see the fluid behind the car when he pulled in.
He was running 9th at the time. And again, here's one of those guys locked up in that fight for the championship that's finding bad luck. We saw Jimmy Johnson get crashed out of the race earlier.
Look at all the oil.
Look at the oil that these guys are trying to clean up.
And that's in Kevin Harvick's pit. And they're trying to get that cleaned up, because if they have to come back in the pits, when Kevin pulls in that pit stall, if that oil was there, he'd keep on going. He wouldn't be able to stop.
And I think it would be safe to say Tony's not really happy inside his race car right now.
I'm sure he isn't.
In fact, he would be the latest added in a long list of people who are upset and ill-mannered on this evening at Bristol. Some examples we show for you now. Elliott Sadler after an early race crash. Bud Strickland. I think that was at Jeremy Mayfield's direction. There's Jimmy Johnson. Ward Burton. Bristol. Tony Stewart, the latest one to find trouble and get his temper lit up. Back at Bristol, the Sharpie 500 live on TNT before a sellout crowd once again, and the mayhem continues. Tony Stewart, the latest involved in a Really weird situation.
Yeah, this was not much of a hit on his part, but the oil cooler sits there in that left front area at BP, and it must not have taken much. It must have tore the line off and the cooler. But you see, the 44 got by, and I don't think Tony liked that for some reason.
And there's all the contact that we're talking about, but somehow, some way, it knocked, as Wally said, a hole in the oil cooler, broken oil line or something. He is back on the racetrack. Tony Stewart, the 20 car, is back on the racetrack, but how many laps? 3 laps down?
Yeah, he lost 3 laps in that. BP's back to 26th place. He was running 9th before the caution.
Cooler must be really close to the bodywork there in the left front area.
Tony Stewart 4th in points coming in, just 84 behind leader Sterling Marlin. It's been a bad night for point guys. Everybody except Sterling. Sterling's running 6th. Ricky Rudd's out of the race. Tony Stewart, we just saw his problems. Jimmy Johnson was in the accident earlier. Jeff Gordon is hanging in there. He's dominated a lot of the race, but he's back in 8th right now after making a later pit stop than these guys that are in front of him. Marty?
Well, Alan, April of 2001, that was the last time Rusty Wallace went to victory lane. That was in California 49 races ago. Rusty loves Bristol. He would love to win here this weekend. Now, Rusty has a neat tradition. He names his race cars once they win a race. The car currently is named PC54. And I asked him earlier today, what will you name the car if you do win? He said, I have one in mind, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Rusty got his first career win here, his 50th career win here, and if he wins tonight, it would be career win number 55. Wally, what would you name your race car if it won the race for you at Bristol?
Robin.
Hallelujah, right?
Beautiful.
That would be Wally's wife's name.
Matt, what happened to the 20 car?
Well, Benny, we're going to catch up here with Chris Woodward, the engine tuner for Tony Stewart. Chris, what happened?
Evidently, when 44 pulled up in front of him, he hit him and pinched the line. Of course, had Oily had to come in and fix it.
Just an oil line, just punched an oil line.
9th to 26th, and Tony's still making repeated pit stops to try and get it fixed. A lot of oil dry dumped on the track. They're trying to blow that off and clean it up, so let's take a break. Kurt Busch is the leader of the Sharpie 500.